It may feel a little unintuitive to pressure with Yasuo because unlike most of the cast, he has no built-in overhead moves to his grounded kit. He has 3 lows, but if the enemy knows this, then they're just going to block the entire string or retreating guard at the right time and get out for free. Yasuo is surprisingly good against retreating guard because he's just so sticky. He has big moves that make them block even on successful retreating guards, and a down forward heavy which chases them. I assume if you're watching this, you know how Yasuo's stance works, but if not, go ahead and check out the Yasuo stance guide down below to learn everything you need to understand this video. Yasuo's solo pressure is less about high-low and more about left-rights, frame traps, stagger pressure, and mental stack. You have so many options with stance that it becomes too much for the opponent to keep in their head at once. To start, we need to understand which of his moves are plus on block. He has a standing light, which is +1, and his stance light is 0 on block, so you can stagger pressure after these. The game plan is to make them comfortable blocking your nonsense and then grab when they are least expecting it. For example, you make them block crouching light, standing light, then microdash in and start the string again. When they're comfortable blocking, then grab them. When they think you're going to grab them, they will try to mash, so that's when you start frame trapping. A few auto-timed frame traps are crouching or standing light into standing heavy, standing medium into S1, and standing heavy into held forward S1. If you want to learn how to find your frame traps, then check out the video down below. The same applies with stance light. You can cancel into stuff to keep going, stop and reset your pressure, or stop and grab them. Stance light reset pressure is strong against the entire cast, but it is especially strong against characters with 8-frame light attacks because you can really bully them. While it is 0 on block, Yasuo's light attack comes out in 6 frames. For any character where theirs comes out in 8 frames, you're basically +2 in their face. So if you both try to light attack at the same time, Yasuo will win. His wind wall interactions are also plus. The stab is +1 from anywhere on screen, and the tornado is +18. So if you are close to them and have wind wall out, it's usually always better to go for the tornado. It also pulls people out of the corner, but it's hard to visually tell, so you can get a really cheeky cross-up if you handshake tag to your assist. They may also try parrying your stance moves, in which case you can instead dash in and get a full punish. You will see this as a common theme for Yasuo. Stagger pressure and frame trap them. When they're comfortable blocking, grab them. When they want to get out of the grab by mashing, then frame trap them. When they try to jump, you can stance S2 to leap up and grab them, or go for stance down heavy. It's all about choosing the option they are least expecting. He is also very good at controlling space. If you think they're going to approach you on the ground, do his stance heavy. If you think they will approach in the air, do his stance down heavy. The opponent jumping can also just be punished on reaction with stance down heavy. You can use assist to cover the other options. For example, if you play Blitzcrank, you can go for stance heavy and then cover the air approach with his back assist. If you go for stance down heavy, then you can cover the ground approach with his neutral assist. Yasuo's grab is scarier than most because since he can cancel into stance from any normal or special move, he can threaten it at any time by canceling the stance into the dash and grabbing. On top of that, Yasuo gets a full combo off of forward throw in the corner or anywhere off air forward throw. Even when mid-screen, you can super off it or go for a left-right mix. You do this by going into stance, dash canceling, then doing his S1 command dash. If you cancel the initial dash early, then S1 will end up on the same side. Cancel at the end to end up on the opposite side. This is a left-right guess, and the only real defense is to block correctly or get up attack, in which case you can read it, block it, and get a full combo. A very acute opponent could be watching your dash cancel, but it's still a really hard thing to see the difference between how long the initial dash was. He has a cross-up by holding his forward S1. This also frame traps off of standing heavy if they are mashing lights, but it loses to Vi's counter. However, it still beats Blitz's armor because while it does trigger the armor, you still pass through and are safe. Since there is a gap, it can also be parried, so watch out for that. Even if Vi does try her counter here, you don't have to do the forward S1. You could do your S1 dash cancel, which looks very similar, and then punish her for the counter. He has one move that reaches full screen, and that is stabbing his wind wall with S1. Most people are going to jump over this once they see the wind wall come out, but instead of doing the S1, you can stance cancel into down heavy. Another move that helps you control some kind of space and is really just annoying for the opponent is your held S2. While it does not hit a full screen opponent, it goes 90% of the way there and blocks them from running forward. A lot of people will unexpectedly get hit by this, and it's just a nice way to tag on a little bit extra damage. Then when they start seeing this, they're probably going to try jumping, in which case again you just stance down heavy. A really big tip, not just for Yas but anyone, is you can cancel moves when they make contact with anything. It does not have to be a character. For example, Wind Wall into S1 lets you cancel that S1 back into stance because he can cancel all his moves into stance and it technically made contact. Use this to get in, as you can cancel this into stance, dash, and then run. This also works with the previous example of Blitzcrank armoring through your forward S1. It still technically made contact, so you can stance cancel and actually punish his grab. Same for Vi's counter, where if you hit her from a distance, you can stance cancel into leap and get out for free, or backdash to block and be +2. Okay, next let's go over his high-low mix. This is where the exciting stuff happens because it's super impactful and it's how I open people up the most. Yasuo can set up a high-low by going into stance, leaping out with S2, making them block the jump light, then going into down heavy for the high, or landing and going down light for the low. This is a 50-50, so they have to guess. Let's first talk about the corner. Here, every assist in the game so far can do it. You true string into an assist, go into stance, leap out, wait just a hair, and then go for the mix. What I usually do is call assist off his heavy move because that allows for the easiest assist timings. The only assist I found that this is impossible with is Ahri's neutral assist. This is because it has such little block stun that it does not make this airtight. Darius pull, Jinx rocket, and Vi ground pound do work, but they have a block stun of 27 frames, and while it does make the true block string a little tight, it's still possible. I don't know the exact math, but it feels like 27 frames is the minimum. If a character releases in the future with less frames of block stun, then it may become difficult or impossible, just like Ahri's neutral assist. You could also use some super assists. For example, Ahri's has more than a second of block stun, which gives you enough time to do 2 mixes back to back. Mid-screen is pretty difficult as most assists push the enemy too far away, but we have a couple workarounds. First, if you pick Blitzcrank, then his assist pulls them in and it has over 40 frames of block stun, so it's super easy to set up. Blitzcrank with his restand also has the added benefit of allowing you to mix after every single combo if your assist is up. The perfect timing even at high hit stun is get the knockdown, go into stance, press back assist and light at the same time, go back into stance and go for the mix. While Illaoi neutral assist pushes them too far away, you can use her back assist, go into stance dash forward, and then cancel with a leap. This gets you close enough, but still doesn't provide sandwich pressure. The second way is to use 2x assist, but here you need even more block stun and it only works with a couple characters. Basically the point is you true string into an assist, cancel into stance, cross up with the S1 dash, then true string into a second assist call, at which point you cancel to stance and go for the mix. The important thing is you true block string into the jump light, otherwise they can just parry it. If you cannot get the true string, then it's okay, as it is still strong, but you would have the extra parry layer, so if you feel the parry coming, or if they did it before, then you may try landing and punishing it. Even if you do play Ahri where her neutral assist doesn't have enough block stun, you can just use her back assist and you're good to go. You also need to do the initial light low enough to the ground that the down light true strings. If there's a gap, then they can parry that too. I like to play freestyle because I can do 3 mixes back to back. With Blitz, I can go for the high-low mix. If they block, tag into Blitz and go for command grab or low or something else, then confirm it with Yasuo. Or you can use Blitz's hook, tag back to Yasuo and get a second high-low mix. The counters to high-low are they could just block it out. Push block works pretty well against this, as if they do it at the right time, then you really don't have an answer. You can do what I talked about in my punish defensive options video where Yasuo dashes in and goes for a strike throw, but it really depends on what move they push block and how far away you are. Typically your assist is still out, so you could handshake tag and try to catch them off guard. They can retreating guard the assist, in which case you can cancel into dash, then immediately down forward heavy, and it will catch depending on timing and assist block stun. Let's talk about Oki. When not using an assist, Yasuo can end his combos in a couple ways. Mid-screen, I much prefer air tech over ground tech, as Yasuo can cover all 3 tech options at once. But on the ground, he has a hard time covering all 3 and get up attack with the same action. You want to hit them with stance light to OTG them and force an air tech. Then you would cancel back into stance and do down heavy. With the right timing, this catches all 3 tech options. Making the enemy air tech is preferable to ground tech because they lose access to parry, get up attack, and invincible moves like ultimate. Currently, only Ahri can do her ultimate in the air, but even if she techs and then ultimates, it completely whiffs and you get a punish. The only real counter to this is for the enemy not to air tech. If they hold down to avoid air teching, then ground tech in towards Yasuo, then they can get a punish. So watch out for an enemy that knows this. In which case, you can go for stance light and wait for the roll, at which point you can grab them, as rolls can be grabbed mid-animation, or just hit them meaty because they're trying to swing on you. Lastly is corner Oki. Here, ground tech or air tech is really just up to preference. For ground tech, you can backdash, hit with down medium to tag on a little bit more damage, cancel into stance, wait for just a hair, and do your stance heavy. This will catch back, forward, neutral get up, and get up attack. You can also do the same stance, stomp, stance, down heavy as we saw mid-screen. Here you want to hold down back before the down heavy to let the micro dash come out so it positions you better in case they try to tech out of the corner and behind you. You can also do the stomp, stance, leap, and hit them meaty in the air. If they try to tech back, forward, or neutral, then this light still hits them and leads to a full corner combo. You may think they can tech out behind Yasuo, but the leap stops them. You're basically creating a wall that they cannot pass. If they block this, then it is a little bit unsafe at -6, so be prepared to react and cover yourself with an assist if you want to maintain your turn. Don't take what you've learned here and implement it in a very strict way. Get creative with your timing and options to really throw the opponent off. Instead of waiting for the end of your string to go for the held forward S1 crossup, do it at the beginning when they're least expecting. It's more important to choose an option the opponent is not expecting over an option they are expecting but is difficult to defend against. Another example could be, instead of going for the high-low, use his held S1 to cross up or even grab them. Alright guys, that's it. Thanks for watching as always, and I'll catch you next time. Adios.